Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, damsels and dingbats, to another Chit Chat video. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I don't live the most eventful, exciting, glamorous life, so I find a lot of times when I talk to people outside of my immediate circle, I don't have a lot to talk about that I haven't already discussed several hundred times. Um, but at the same time, you guys like these chit chat videos. I've actually been told so directly by several people, and of all my videos that I've put up so far, these chit chats seem to be the most popular. So I figured this time I'd sit down and randomly spit the shit for a little bit. And no, this is not an episode where I try to be a rapper. That was completely random and unscripted. Not exactly certain what I want to discuss today. Quick update: I have been working on. I have not been working on the DMP a lot lately. I'm still stuck at this point where I'm trying to find the words to convey and express how to do something that comes naturally to me, but is very vague and convoluted and really probably shouldn't be put into words and taught to other people. It's something you kind of have to learn on your own. And the whole video may just be a catastrophe and completely useless to the viewers, but it's a subject I have to cover. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually writing the script down. I'm writing my ideas down on paper so that I can kind of clean them up and put some order to them and try to get them to make sense. So I'm going to take them home with me when I go home to visit and work on them a little bit. So I'm kind of stalled out on the DMP. I am still working on doing the D. Still haven't got the second video done. I only yesterday managed to get the footage that I took while we were there off of my phone and onto my computer. Not that I was being lazy or anything like that. I had tried several times to get this information over. It's just that Tech and I don't get along very well sometimes, and what is a very simple process for most people can become very complicated and confusing for me sometimes. I don't know if that's just because my age is showing or my gremlins are, acting up or whatnot, but I had to have my fiance come in and actually transfer the information for me because I attempted it 3 or 4 times and it never worked. I just couldn't get the stuff over. So I have the footage for doing Detroit 2 on my computer, and I'm ready to start putting it together, and I will have that done before I go home because that's one of the videos I intend to have scheduled for while I'm away. No other spoilers as to what it's about, though. But today is, while I'm recording this, I'm recording this Saturday morning. This is Saturday the 20th of May. I can't even remember what month it is this early in the morning. Anyway, May 20th, 7:15 in the morning. Tara's still sleeping. I'm letting her get some rest because she's exhausted from working all week. She always is. But we plan on going out and doing some running around and some exploring today. So I'm not entirely certain what footage I'm going to get, but I will have footage put together for the third doing Detroit. So I have been working on that season or that series as much as possible. Of course, I've been completely and totally absorbed by the second season of Stranded Deep. I've done quite a few nice things in this game this season and gotten it recorded. I think the videos are some of my more entertaining Stranded Deep videos. Not that they're overly funny, because let's face it, I'm not a comedian. As I've said before, I'm only funny when I'm not trying to be, and usually when I'm interacting with other people. A lot of my Everdark stuff was really funny just because the type of people I was with, we interacted with each other very well. We fed off of and played off of each other very well. When I'm just sitting here chatting with you, which is really me just sitting here chatting at a bottle of rubbing alcohol, a tiger statue, and a couple bottles of my medicine. Just the crap I got laying around. I'm basically talking to myself. It's very hard for me to be humorous and play off of myself when I'm just chatting. So, Stranded Deep, on the other hand, I spent some time on it. I like the end results. The season's going to be an episode or two shorter than it was last season, just because, though there have been some changes in the game, in the long run, it's pretty much the same game, and we have covered most of it in the previous season, so there's only so much more I can do. But I do have several episodes more of that lined up to be uploaded, scheduled, and ready to be posted while I'm away. I believe I'm leaving the 8th, and I'm going to be gone for 3 weeks. So I'm trying to get enough videos. Right now I have enough videos up through July 25th. So if I post a video every Tuesday, right now I've got videos scheduled to go up even while I'm gone. Then I have enough videos to last me until July 25th. Now I'm going to be back well before that. I'm going to be back at the end of June. But, I'm going to want to take a week or two after that to just sit and relax and recover from, flying back and forth from the West Coast and whatnot. So I'm not really going to, I'm not going to jump into making YouTube video again immediately upon getting back. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Those of you that watch and who have subscribed. But there aren't a lot of you. So it's not like I'm PewDiePie and I'm obligated to do 3 videos a day, because that's how I make my living. My channel's not even big enough to be monetized yet. So as much as I enjoy making these videos and putting them out to you, to me, this is just a hobby that doesn't cost me money to do. It's something I enjoy doing. It allows me to feel like I'm doing something constructive with my time, and it incorporates several other things that I enjoy to do all at once. Plus, it's something I can share with the kids, I can make new friends with, etc. It's all good. But at the same time, I'm not obligated to ruin my relationships and break myself and go into hysterical overworked frenzies because, I don't have enough time, I need to get a YouTube video up 3 days ago. I'm not worried about it at that level. But I have, at the same time, committed myself to having at least one video up a week, as opposed to one video a day or 2 or 3 videos a week. One video a week for now is enough. I'm trying to get back to that point where I've got videos uploaded and stored in advance of when they're supposed to be posted. So by the time I get home, I will still have about a month's worth, or a little over a month's worth of videos ready to go in. So if I take a couple weeks off, that still gives me a couple more weeks to jump back into the swimming pool, get more work done, and stay ahead of you guys. So that's kind of what the plan has been. I've been trying to get enough videos done for that. Now, what else? I've been thinking, I want to do more of these Chit Chat videos, or this style of video, because, like I said, it does seem to be something you guys, when I look at the views on my videos, these Chit Chat videos have a lot more views than all of my other stuff. So I don't know if it's just that those of you who listen to it, I know what I like to do is, like, when I'm gaming or when I'm doing something online, I will put this type of video from other people on in the background and listen to it as background noise. Kind of listen to what's going on, because I may put some gameplay footage to this in the background just so that it classifies as a video for YouTube purposes. But for the most part, this video is about what I'm saying, not what you're seeing, so you don't really have to watch it. And I know a lot of people like to put that to the background when they do stuff of their own, like, edit their own videos or whatnot. So that I don't know if that's why I've got so many views on those, or if it's because I have no idea. It can't possibly be because you guys honestly care about what I have to say. I mean, come on. Let's be real. But anyway, I do want to do some more of those. But like I said, the problem is I don't live a very active life, so I can't do them every week because there isn't enough going on in my life to maintain that level of entertainment. I could go back and talk about things I've done in my past and experiences that I've had. And one of the kids in my group is just absolutely in love. He loves to hear stories about game sessions, like game sessions when I was a kid and stuff my group used to do. And so I could do a video or two on stuff like that. But at my age, with my memory issues the way they've been, even not considering my age, I'm bound to mess some things up. And I really don't want to disrespect my old game group by messing up the memories that we share. I mean, I don't talk to a lot of these guys anymore. The time has kind of separated us. I am still, Facebook friends with a couple of them, and I could reach out and communicate with them if we chose, but we've all kind of gone our own ways. So we share those memories, but we may all have different, we all have our different viewpoints on them, so they may be different. And if I go and I say something that directly messes with somebody else, I don't want to get into all that. So, if I do make any of these videos, just, remember, this is how I remember it. So I've been playing around with the idea of making some of those, but I'm not sure. I had another idea for another game or another video project that kind of goes hand in hand with that whole reminiscing, looking back on my younger years, etc. I see a lot of people doing top 10 videos, and you can find a top 10 anything on YouTube. Top 10 alien encounters, top 10 rock songs with the word muddy water in it, top 10 nude neighbor prank gone wrong, cotton candy vaporizer automobile accidents. You could almost literally put random words together and put the words top 10 in there and find something. So they're very, very, very common. And like I said, I'm not a big channel. I do appreciate you guys. I want to stress that because I don't want you guys to feel like you're unappreciated or overlooked. Those of you who view on a regular basis, those of you who have subbed, you're appreciated. You really are. But let's face it, I'm not PewDiePie. I'm not Jacksepticeye. I'm not Markiplier. But at the same time, these guys try really hard not to do the same stuff that everybody else does. That seems to be a thing in YouTube. Trying to be original, have original content. Yeah, when a cool game comes out, everybody hops on the boat and plays it, but then they go back to kind of trying to do their own thing. Like Markiplier, as best as I can tell, he likes to do the fear games. And PewDiePie's more of the vlog type stuff now. I've noticed he's done a couple more gameplay videos, but he kind of got away from gameplay there for a little while. Jack's just Jack. I mean, I don't know any of them personally, so when it comes down to who they are in real life, I can only assume to presume. But by what I can tell, the one thing in common is they all really do try to come up with unique content. And when it comes to unique content, top 10 videos are by far they're kind of a two-sided coin. Being a top 10 video directly makes them as ununique as possible. But at the same time, everybody's top 10 is different. Everyone has different viewpoints and ideas and whatnot. So a top 10 videos could be completely, distinct and individual. And, I don't know. I've been thinking about top 10 videos. They'd be really easy to do. For me, it would be like, what were the top 10 songs? Or, no, I couldn't do top 10 songs. I like music too much. Top 10 bands, top 10 songs, top 10 favorite foods. I could make a whole series really easily on this type of stuff. The only problem is I don't want to fill my YouTube channel up with top 10 Well, actually, I could add that to the list. Top 10 stupidest videos I wish I'd never made. I'd have that done already, and I've got like less than 80. I have almost twice as many videos as I have subscribers. Speaking of which, we are almost at the 40 mark. This may not be a big deal to some of you, but I'm a very antisocial person. I have issues dealing with people in real life, anxiety disorders, all that crap. Okay, so I live at home. I don't leave the house unless I'm with family or friends. I am not comfortable in public places where there are a lot of people. For example, we went to a concert last year. It was an awesome concert. I got to see Johnny Depp on stage, which I never anticipated I would ever do in my life. Thanks to my fiance and her friend for setting that up and helping me through it. But normally in situations like that, concerts, casinos, big sports events, I can't do it. There's no way I can deal with all the noise and the movement and the strange people sitting behind me. But yeah, so for me to know that there are almost 40 of you watching my videos and taking the time to leave feedback on occasion, and just having taken the time to subscribe at all, 40 of you, I only know about a dozen people in real life. So that means there's, at least two, almost 3 dozen of you out there that I don't know who are fans. Well, you may not be fans. You may have just subbed because, whatever. But I'd like to believe that you watch the videos and you enjoy them and talk about them with your friends and whatnot. But the point is, 40 people, for someone like me, that's a big number. So I'm setting my benchmark at 50. My first big benchmark is going to be 50. If I make 50 subscribers, I'm going to have to do something special. I don't know what it is. I think if I can get to 50 subscribers, I will get a webcam. And I will set the webcam up so that as I'm doing these types of videos, you can look at my ugly mug as I talk. Actually, that's a discouragement. That'll keep you from wanting. I'm going to lose subscribers over this video. But no, seriously, the benchmarks, they're good. The goals are good. So what I'll do is if we can get to 50, and I'm not asking you to go out and bring more people in. I'm not that type of YouTuber. But if I get to 50 somehow, I'll get a webcam and I'll start. I'll figure out how to do that whole. You can see my face down in the corner as I play games or talk or whatnot. Just to make it more personal and add a little bit more depth to this stuff. I mean, you guys take the time to come listen, so that's why I take the time to make the videos. And if you show enough interest, well, hell, I should too, I guess. But anyway, so yeah, other than that, that's pretty much, everything's same old, same old. Like I said, I live a very exciting life. It's not like I have new stories every day to talk about. And, I pretty much just spent my time keeping up with the house and making these videos for you guys. I have a whole new respect for people who make half-hour television series that come on every night or 2 or 3 times a night, or 2 or 3 times a week. Hell, even people who do half-hour programs that only come out once a week. I have a whole new level of respect for these people because some of the episodes that I've worked on lately, specifically for Stranded Deep, half-hour videos taken me several days to make. You got to get the footage that you're looking for in the game recorded, then you go through and edit it, and the audio, and to turn it into something that takes you guys half an hour to watch, 15-20 minutes to watch. A lot more work goes into it than I had ever imagined. So now that I've been doing it on a regular basis and I see how much of my time is taken up by it, I don't regret doing it. I still love doing it, but at the same time, it's a bit of work. So I do spend a lot of my time doing that. Other than that, like I said, I don't really have a whole lot else to talk about. I'm doing well. My back pain is basically under control. I have my moments. I went out and mowed the yards this week, the front yard, the backyard, and that hurt for a little while, but it wasn't like the worst pain I've ever been in. It was just a good, healthy, oh my God, you're fat and don't ever get any exercise kind of pain. Um, of course, like I said, we went through. We've had your birthday and Mother's Day and stuff like that. My dad's birthday, my mom's birthday. So we've had a few birthdays in there. Um, couple grill outs. We're looking forward to Tyler coming home from Job Corps for a couple weeks before I go home. I am preparing, as I've said, to go home. I'm going back to the West Coast, Oregon, where my family is, to spend a couple weeks with them and kind of touch bases and reconnect with them, because it's, I only get to go up there for a couple weeks every year. And before, when I first moved up here to Michigan to be with Tara, I actually only got to go home for a couple weeks every 2 years. We just couldn't afford to go up every year. And so we've actually moved on from a couple weeks every few years to now I go up for a couple weeks every year. And then the next goal is either to get moved back to the West Coast so that Tara can get to know my family and her family, or get it to the point where we can go home together, both of us, to visit with my family every year. So we've been working on that. It is kind of hard. Tara's putting in a lot of overtime at her job. She loves her job, and she's advancing good, and she's in a good place there. My disability thing, of course, has gone nowhere. I'm going through the hoops, but it's, they don't want to give you money for nothing. And as far as they're concerned, I'm not disabled, which just means that I have not acquired enough paperwork to prove them wrong. So when I get back from my visit, I've got appointments with a back pain specialist to try and finally peg down where all of this pain's coming from. I'm going to start seeing a psychiatrist about my depression and my anxiety and see if I can't get a grip on that a little bit, so I can at least start going out and enjoying functioning in public without turning into a quivering mass of poo. What else? That's pretty much it. Still doing the online gaming sessions with the kids. That's on hold for now until July. We're going to pick that back up after I get back, because we've had to take some time off. Personal schedules have not sunk with. They have not come into sync with gaming schedules, or personal. People haven't been able to make it for personal reasons, whatever. Just your typical stuff that happens with game groups. So we're instead of running a couple game sessions now and then taking like another 3 weeks off and then going back to it, we're just gonna take the time down. Everdark fell apart online. I mean, I think it was kind of destined to do so. We had so much problems. I have in general issues running games online. For those of you who were members of that group and played online, first of all, let me clarify, I do not blame any of you. It had nothing to do with any of you. It's just, you know me. If you've played online with me before, you know me. It's either technical issues, or I'm sick, or I'm in pain, or I can't show up, or somebody else can't show up, or, we have downtime for months at a time, at random times, for random reasons, and it's just like, it wasn't meant to be. Yet, at the same time, I spent like 6 months of my life writing this campaign, which I came to love and be proud of, and it kind of crushed my heart a little bit to think that it was never going to get run. No, it was never going to be experienced, this thing. It'd be like Stephen King writing the greatest book he's ever written, and nobody takes the time to even fucking buy it or read it. I mean, I think at that point you just like put your hands in the air and you're like, okay, well, if people can't be bothered to experience this thing that I've created, then why am I doing it? So I definitely felt like that for a while. I think that might have fed into my depression for a while. It's just thinking, I've spent my entire life devoted to the art of writing and running these games. And I actually got to a point where I felt like I was really, really good at it. And then all of a sudden, over the course of just a couple of years, my luck has degraded things so severely that role playing is no longer something that I feel good about. I hate doing it. It feels like a job more than something I enjoy doing. So that was quite a drastic change. I don't know if paradigm's the word I want to use, but my outlook on things in life took a pretty big hit when I came to when it stopped running that. Like I said, it's nobody's fault. It is what it is. But the whole reason I'm talking about it is because we're at a place with my tabletop group where I personally kind of burnt out on fantasy for a little bit because I purchased Tara purchased for us a campaign book, or a game written by for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. It was one of their adventure path type things. And I'm not going to say which one it was, but it ended up being the biggest steaming pile of crap that I've ever tried to make heads or tails of. And it did not work out well for us. And so at that point, this is the second fantasy campaign for the tabletop group that got just mauled. The first one fell apart when the group decided to completely ignore and short circuit the campaign plot that I had them on, which groups are known to do. So it's not like they did anything wrong. I just wasn't anticipating it to happen so quickly, and I wasn't prepared for it. So it kind of killed the campaign. So between those two events, I was tired of fantasy, so I tried to do some sci-fi. That didn't work out so hot. There's a whole freaking story there. The point is, the last game session we had, we went back to the original fantasy characters, their level 10 characters, and they went and did a nights session where they stomped around and worked together and did the whole role-playing thing, and they seemed to have fun with it. But at the end of the day, I needed to figure out, when we start role-playing in July again, what am I putting my effort towards? What is it you guys want to play? Because we've got D&D 5th edition for your 10th level characters. We've got D&D 5th edition for lower end characters. We've got Pathfinder for lower end characters. We've got I can spend some time working on another season for Heroes Unlimited, or we can keep running Deadlands, or I've got the Kingmaker campaign for Pathfinder that probably won't ever be run again, and of course now I've got Everdark, which still hasn't been completely run, and so I had them vote, and eventually we came to the point where they decided they wanted to try and play Everdark. So I'm kind of excited to get a second chance at that, and I'm really hoping that things come together and they can experience this story that I'm so proud of writing. But so yeah, I'm going to be preparing for that and hoping that all goes well. But as I keep saying, other than that, I really, don't have a whole lot else to talk about, which is fine, because we're finally at that point in this rambling mess concoction thing of a video where I can say we have run out of time. So I'm going to go ahead and end this here and get it in the movie maker and get it put together so that I can have it ready for your listening pleasure at some point in the future. So, and then I'm going to go start another video for something. So, anyway, until then, thank you for watching, and, thank you for subscribing and liking and leaving comments. If you haven't, no biggie. I appreciate it, but it's not mandatory. I don't want to make you feel bad because you haven't clicked the button. But I do really, really, really appreciate those of you that do those things, because I can visually see that the effort I put into this stuff is being appreciated. If you don't like something, let me know. Don't be afraid to let me know. If you want me to do something let me know. My nephew wanted me to play a certain game, and he kept asking me about it. But I don't have the money to go get another game right now, and that game probably wouldn't run on my old computer very well. But by all means, I'm glad that he made the suggestion, because that tells me, hey, he's watching my videos, he's interested in what I'm doing, he wants to participate, and he's playing along. So I like it when you guys do that. So anyway, I really am out of time, so I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye. So I've been your host, DM Renavion, and until next time, you guys stay safe and have fun. I'm out.